How are you, Irv?
Rich, I'm doing great, Rich. I'm happy and looking forward to this little show we're about to do.
Yes.
And even seeing the movement. And I can only be this happy seeing the movement, knowing that my guy will not be moving.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
TCB, taking care of business. And I was saying, it does, you know what, I mean, obviously it matters how much Jerry Jones, paid for Dak Prescott if it takes away from the rest of the salary cap. But they actually lowered his number for this year when the number's lower, so maybe they'll be able to make some hay. But, as somebody we just heard, again, in our Peacock only segment, for those who might have missed it on our radio show, you telling a story about Jerry Jones making you laugh when he was telling you no about a contract for more money. And what do you think? How should Dak take it when he sits next to Jerry, who says that anything that's ever been worth it, he's overpaid for? How do you think Dak should take that comment, Michael?
Well, if you've heard Jerry talk, and I'm sure Dak has heard Jerry talk many a times, honestly, many a times, he's always used that analogy when anything he thought had great value. Because he said he'd overpaid for it, it still means he says it has great value, that I would overpay for it. See, this thing goes both ways. And then he also said that always have proven to be a good thing. So absolutely. I don't know. I wouldn't be taking that as a slight, especially since he just paid me 100 millies over the last 2 years. 30 that year, last year, and 75 this year.
Settle down just a little bit.
There he goes. Just chimed in.
That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying. Y'all know what? Let me tell y'all this, man. And it's funny, dog. I'm not – Rich, I was with Stephen Jones, Dak, Jerry. We were all at a party a couple of years ago at the Super Bowl, right? And we were all hanging out. And Stephen, of course, I had a few in us and hanging out. Stephen said, boy, you know what, Michael, man, listen. We were talking about Dak Prescott. He said, man, one day, if he continues down his path, I'm going to have to write a check for $200 million to him. I said, oh, come on, Steve, 200? I thought he was crazy. Basically, he just wrote that check for $200 million. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Now comes the hard part, though, because now that he's been paid like this and the team is going all in here with he and Cooper and Zeke chewing up a chunk of the cap, to say the least, if not a quarter or more than a quarter on this team in just 3 players. Where do the Cowboys rank going into 2021? I know that free agency hasn't landed and the draft hasn't landed yet, but you know what the level of expectation will be. What's their expectation in your mind?
We're looking at cap hits, available cash under the cap. Dallas has already made, I think, significant improvement by just going back to what they did before on defense, making that decision in the offseason on the style of defense that you'll go back to playing. I think that's going to make a huge difference. And you talk about the pressure that's put on Dak. Rich, I'm going to tell you something, and everybody you hear talk about, that's how he performs. That's the best place. And that's how he performs. So I'm not worried about that either. I'm looking forward to it. And it does change once you get that money. Once you get that kind of money, oh my God, you got to be God on the football field just about. And that kind of pressure will be sitting on Dak's back. And I can't wait to see how he answers the bell, because he has always answered the bell.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.